Morales. Currently, I'm enrolled in Economics 2301, Principles of Macroeconomics, CRN 23-725. Currently, current semester is spring of 2015 with Professor Azucena Peralta. And today I will be discussing through this PowerPoint the life and contribution of economist Vernon Smith.
Now, to begin this, who is Vernon Smith? Of course, he's an economist. He's a Nobel Prize recipient in 2002. Although he only won half of the prize, he had to share with another individual. Most of his groundbreaking work took place in experimental economics. He's also a professor who has lectured in many colleges such as Chapman, Purdue, Cato Institute, Brown, Caltech, University of Arizona, and various others. Now, University of Arizona is special because that's where most of his work in experimental economics took place. He's also the author and co-author of over 250 articles that are related to experimental economics, finance, capital theory, and natural resource economics. Smith has also participated in various organizations, such as on the board of editors of the American Economic Review, Journal of Economic Behavior, and the Journal of Risk and Uncertainty, just to name a few. His early life. Smith was born January 1st, 1927 in Wichita, Kansas. His parents were involved in politics. His mother was a socialist, but she also even ran for treasurer of Kansas numerous times as a socialist. The ideological life he gained when he was young was basically of socialist tendencies, which were majorly from his mother. But the more he began to get involved into economics, those socialist tendencies began to fade, and he grew into a more libertarian view, especially on economics, and he heavily believed in free markets at the time. Believe it or not, his first degree was in electrical engineering from Caltech in 1949. But he also related engineering into economics itself, and he saw connections into it. But later on, he went on to gain his master's in economics from the University of Kansas in 1952, and later on his PhD in economics in 1955 from Harvard University. Now, as for his main contribution to economics was he developed methods for laboratory experiments in economics. Before, it was never thought possible. It was only meant to be in the labs where scientists tested this, or they tested it on several other. It was just meant for science at the time. This has helped the understanding of economic behavior better. And his experiments all began with his own classroom, his own students. He he basically formed a market within his own classroom and saw the behavior of the students and how the market actually worked and how closely related it was to the actual world market. This helped Smith develop a better understanding of human behavior, but ultimately on how it affects the market of the entire world as a whole. Now, his experimental economics today is used not just nationwide but worldwide. It's even used to study electricity pricing, airplane landing slots, and prices of other goods. Now, in relation to class, the book by Krugman and Wells, it helped us, for example, in the first 4 chapters when it talked about human behavior and how humans tend to go towards incentives. That's what his experimental economics was based on how humans actually worked and how it related into the real world today, but also forming economic models, smaller base models which represent the entire market world. but also he also helped into determine the factors that contribute into the market today, production possibility frontier, different markets such as for goods and services, how the demand and supply curve work, and how consumers and producers work coherently with one another. All these small models were formed because of his experimental ways and the way he changed economics as a whole. He also dealt with the theory of equilibrium and how to reach the acceptable market price of certain goods and products. But overall, Smith's work has been attributed to a much clearer and better understanding of economics through experimental economics. Now, that was it for my presentation on Vernon Smith. Here's all my works cited and image citations as well. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.